entrepreneur in Vancouver for 14 years. For the past 8 of those as a residential realtor. As a female entrepreneur, I honestly believe I live in one of those amazing countries in the world. I have opportunities here I would never get in so many other places. How many of you are businesswomen? Good crowd. How many people in the room ever go for a meeting over a coffee? Pretty much all of us. The next time you're out having a coffee meeting, I would love you to consider this. 17 minutes into that coffee, there is a woman being raped in Canada. 34 minutes into your coffee, there is a second woman being raped in this amazing country of ours. By the time your coffee is growing cold, there have been 3 victims to violent sexual assaults in a country that I, like you, want to believe is the safest place in the world. Those statistics are from the Rape Victim Support Network, and they fucking piss me off. I've got to take you back to 1984. In 84, I was 13 years of age. How many of you remember what you were like when you were 13? Picture yourself for a second. I was a sweet, innocent little tomboy. I'd grown up with 2 brothers, and on the block I grew up in, there was 11 boys and me. Street hockey, climbing trees, baseball, bicycles, you name it. I was a little tomboy. And at this age, our families had just merged, and I had a new stepsister. And I was babysitting for her and her husband. One night, I tucked my little nephew Ricky into bed. And I went and watched a movie, and I put myself to sleep in the spare room in the basement. And on this particular night, I was startled awake, and I'm lying there in the dark in fear going, what just woke me up? I couldn't see a thing. My heart was racing. You know that feeling? I had that feeling in the pit of my stomach, a feeling of impending doom. You know that moment when you realize something is about to go really, really wrong. And for whatever reason, there's nothing you can do about it. And then I could smell it. I realized I could smell the stale stench of Marlboro cigarettes. I couldn't see him, but I knew Ricky's dad was in the room. And then he was on top of me. He was pinning me to the bed. His mouth was all over me. His hands were all over me. He was pulling at my nightclothes. I was screaming, but the words wouldn't come out because his mouth was on mine. And then when he penetrated me, the pain that went shooting through my body was insane. And I lied there, crying. I'd actually thrown up in my mouth, but because his mouth was still on mine, there was no place for the vomit to go. And the thought, what did I do to deserve this? I didn't tell anyone. I kept that secret. I didn't believe there was anyone I could turn to. Nobody had my back. I didn't think I could trust anyone to share the pain I was in. I thought if I told anyone, they would blame me. To be a little more honest about it, I thought no one would give a shit. I took that violent sexual abuse for 1.5 years. And it was just before my 15th birthday, and I remember this day lying in a bathtub, crying. begging God, why did you put me on the face of this earth? This can't be what it's about. And that particular day, there was a razor on the edge of the bathtub. And I was fantasizing. The razor would be really easy right now. I didn't think I had any control of my life or where it was going. But instead, the next day, I went and bought myself a gun. And the next time that useless excuse for a man came at me, it's over! It's done! You're never touching me again! Do you get this? This is over! Damn, that feels good. That was the birth of my love affair with control. And I got to explain how control came, because through my teenage years, that's exactly what I heard in my voice. It was a little demon. As I grew up, it changed, because I wasn't that angry teenager anymore. But the control came with me. And the way the control comes up for me is this little voice that pops in the back of my head. Anytime I'm uncertain, anytime I'm questioning, anytime I'm really actually afraid of what the outcome might be, this voice pops in the back of my head, and I've now named her. Let me introduce you to my friend Control. Hello, my name is Katja Bolzoff. Thank you so much. You will know me when I walk in the room. My long, confident strides, my chest stuck out proudly, my tight outfits. You will see me and you will know that I have control. And as a Russian spy, I will get to know you. I friend you. You will like me, but you will never get to know me. I have to control everything. I will not let you in. Even when you think you are in, no, no, no. I have kept a piece of myself hidden away. And as a result of this hiding of myself, my lovely control Katja also created a sidekick, the lone wolf. Because I never let anyone really see my pain, never see what I was proud of, never see the real me. Now imagine this. I've lived with this from 15. I'm now, say, about 30-ish, and I've got a business partner. I own a couple businesses with this guy, have for a few years. But every time we have a conflict, every time we're about to butt heads, I get this from my partner. Darling, don't worry about it. Everything will be done. There's no rush. And my instinctive Katja is stepping up going, get rid of him. He's useless. He must be getting rid of. You do not need him in your life. Because he wasn't doing things my way. He wasn't doing things the way I thought and felt that things needed to be done, the right way. Going forward, I'm now in my later 30s, and I've lived with this for a long time. This lovely character that runs in the back of my head. And I'm at a point in my career as a realtor where I'm questioning everything. I love helping people find homes, but I was questioning why I was doing what I was doing. And at that point in time, I met a mentor. This is about 3 years ago. You might have heard his name tonight, Dov. Hello, a little more enthusiasm. Dov Baron. Thank you. I've been working with Dov for about 3 years. And during this past year, I got a couple of the pointy shoes to encourage me to get into the speakers program. And I'm so glad I did. There have been days where I want to go back to Katja. Believe me, Katja chops up about 10 times a day going, that Dov Baron, get rid of him. Seriously. You like that? Because he pushes my buttons. And he makes me look at things that I don't want to look at. He's made me look at these character traits that I knew were there, but I did not want to admit to myself, never mind to anybody else. And through the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership, I've also had the pleasure of learning what it is to work with a team. And Lone Wolf certainly has not enjoyed this, because I want to stay comfortable and safe. It's instinctive to stay where I was, but I know the people, not only the colleagues that I'm doing this with, the mentors and the coaches that I'm working with, they've got my back. They're here for me. And because of this experience over the past 8 months, my life has changed drastically for the better. And I know I'm probably making a few of you uncomfortable, and I'm going to guess there's a few heads that are going in the round going, why the hell did she just share that painful piece of her history? And why in God's good name did she admit to those character flaws that she has? The reason is, from my experience working with Dov Baron and the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership, I can stand in front of you and tell you that why I am helpful in finding people their dream home, why I am passionate about finding people a safe home. Because I remember what it was like to be unsafe. I know what it feels like to be unsecure and wanting to control everything, knowing that you can't control everything. Now, how many of you people know a woman like this? A woman who is always busy, always trying to fix things that someone else screwed up. Anybody know a woman like that? I used to be her. How many of you know that woman who, my God, she just can't stop and let go? She can't stop. She can't even sit at home alone in the evening and enjoy silence. She'd be happier to be out in a crowd of strangers, networking and socializing till the wee hours, than sitting home alone by herself for half an hour. You don't have to admit to that, but you know what it's like, right? How about those women who feel like they have to do everything on their own? Well, these women honestly feel like they have to do it all because there are no professionals out there, no one competent enough or capable enough to help her. Nobody's got her back. She can't stop and just let go for once and just be. Because when she sits in the silence of her own home, it's deafening. And God forbid she asks for help. She can't ask for help for anyone. Because if she did, she'd be admitting that she's incapable of taking care of herself. She'd be seen as weak. Now, you and I all know, we all know that if this woman can actually just open up a little and find professionals that are there to help her, people who genuinely do want to help her and genuinely do care about her well-being, she'd be able to take a little bit off her plate, and she'd actually be able to relax a little bit and get a clearer perspective of things. We all know that if she could actually find a home in which she felt safe and secure, the silence, it'd be more like a warm hug. We all know that if she could just figure out that she can't control everything and take care of herself at the same time, the two are mutually exclusive. Now imagine a day, ladies, where you wake up and the alarm goes off. Instead of what you used to, the beep, alarm's going off, heart starts racing, oh my God, gotta go through the list of 1,000 things I need to accomplish today. Instead, this day, you wake up, you look over, you got 7 minutes before the alarm's gonna go off. Sweet, turn that ringer off. You take a minute, you stretch, and you get all centered and take a couple deep breaths, and you throw off the blankets excited because you're going to have an amazing day. And after a warm shower and the perfect breakfast with the perfect French press coffee, You start messaging the people on your team. And maybe one of the people on your team is your realtor. And you're checking in. Everybody's got their day all organized for tomorrow. You know that because everybody left the office all organized last night. But you're just checking in to make sure everyone knows what's going on. And when you go out on your tour to see your properties that afternoon with your realtor, the second property she walks you into, you step in, and it's just as you're putting your purse down on the chaise lounge at the entrance, you realize, this feels good. There's a tingle up your back, and you don't know why. You walk into the living space, and the sun is just setting, and the sun is gleaming through and coming across a beautiful couch where you can picture yourself having a cup of tea and writing your next book. You're excited about the idea, and just as you're walking through into the kitchen, you realize the bay window in the kitchen faces easterly. The morning sun coming through there is going to be outstanding, especially considering it's looking over a rose garden. You can picture yourself living in this home. It just feels so right. And as you go from room to room to room, you get more and more excited because she's found the right place for you. Now imagine you've bought this home. 6 months later, you're finally at a point where you are at peace. You have a place that is safe and secure for you to lay your head down at night. And every day, you're getting a little more confident about asking other professionals to help you get to where you need because of your experience with your realtor. She got you. She understood you. She had your back. And because of this experience, you're more effective, you're more efficient, you're probably even more successful. Well, you don't have to imagine what this is like because I am Karen Carter, and this is what I do. I'm a residential realtor who's going to be there for all the little things that are important to you. I will spend the time to get to know what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel secure, so that you can find your dream home. Now, what you need to do, if anything I just described, these needs that I'm discussing are something that you understand, you need to come and talk with me. How important is it to have the team of professionals who are going to help you get to your dream home? How much is that worth to you? What is it worth to you to actually have a group of people who've got your back, who help you get to your dream? Come and meet with me at the back of the room. I will take the time to set an appointment with you to have a discovery meeting so we can find out what it is that makes you feel safe and secure. Thank you. I'm Karen Carter.